You're really ready for a relationship, because most men are not. Brother, let's cut the crap. A lot of guys think that they want a relationship, but they're not actually ready for one. They're chasing the idea of having a girlfriend, but they haven't done the work to become the kind of man who can handle a healthy, fulfilling, blooming relationship. And guess what? That is a recipe for disaster. Now, and I have been through it like a toxic situation for years, and I would not recommend anyone to jump into something like that. Look, being mentally ready for a relationship is not about finding the perfect woman. It's about becoming the best possible version of yourself, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. And it's about having your own life in order before you try to merge it with someone else's and to try and bring a woman into your life. So why are so many men not ready for a relationship? Well, you have to see it like this. Yeah, from an evolutionary perspective, men are wired to seek out multiple partners to increase their chances of passing on their genes. Yeah, but modern relationships require much more than just physical attraction. They require emotional intelligence. They require communication skills, social skills, and the ability to commit. And a lot of guys just have not developed these skills. So what are some signs that you are not ready for a relationship? Well, you might still be hung up on your ex, or you're looking for someone to fix you or to make you happy or to make you feel whole. Or you're not willing to compromise or put in the effort. Or you're more interested in sex than an actual connection. Now here's to know, or how to know, if you're really actually ready for a relationship. The first thing is you are happy being single. And this is the biggest one. If you're not happy being single, you're not ready for a relationship. Yeah, you need to be content with your own life before you try to share it with someone else. Yeah, so if you enjoy spending time alone, if you have hobbies and passions that fulfill you, and if you're not constantly seeking validations from others, then I'm actually, content. I'm ready to build something together. And why does this matter? Well, if you're not happy being single, you'll put too much pressure on your partner to make you happy. And that is a recipe for resentment and disappointment. The second thing is you are emotionally stable. Yeah, relationships require emotional stability and emotional intelligence and the ability to handle conflict in a healthy way. And if you are prone to mood swings, to anger outbursts or passive aggressive behavior, well, then you're not ready. So how to know if you're emotionally stable? Well, you can actually regulate your emotions and handle stress effectively. You can communicate your feelings in a clear and like a healthy way. And you can take responsibility for your actions and apologize when you're wrong. And why does this matter? Well, emotional instability will sabotage your relationships, and you need to be able to handle your own emotions before you can navigate the complexities of a partnership, especially in this day and age. Yeah. The third thing is you have clear goals and values. You need to know what you want out of life before you can find a partner who aligns with your vision. If you're drifting aimlessly, like many guys do these days, you're not ready for a serious relationship. So if you have a sense of purpose and direction in your life, if you know what's important to you and what you stand for, and if you're actively working towards your goals and living in alignment with your values, well, then you have this handled. And this matters because if you don't have clear goals and values, you will attract partners who are equally lost. And I've had my experience with those. Yeah, it's a recipe for a relationship that lacks direction and lacks purpose. It doesn't go anywhere. The sex will be fun, but that's it. Yeah, you cannot build a future. The fourth thing is if you're willing to compromise, because relationships require compromise and the ability to put someone else's needs before your own sometimes. It has to happen sometimes. And if you're selfish, if you're stubborn or unwilling to meet your partner somewhere, well, especially in this day and age, you will not be ready. Yeah, because we want we want 50-50 relationships, right? We're all equal. So you're going to have to meet her halfway. And how to know if you're willing to compromise? Well, you're able to see things from different perspectives, or you're willing to make sacrifices for the good of the relationship, or you're able to find solutions that work for the both of you. And this matters because relationships are a partnership. Yeah, it is what it is. It's not a dictatorship. Yeah, we've evolved. And you need to be willing to compromise and work together to build a fulfilling life. The fifth point that I want to give you is if you are ready to commit. When you are ready to commit, you know that it's a good sign. And commitment is not, it's not just about saying I do or I want to do this. It's about actually being willing to invest time, invest energy, invest effort into building a lasting relationship. And if you're still looking for the next best thing, well, then you're not ready. So if you're willing to prioritize your partner's needs sometimes, if you're willing to work through challenges and conflicts, if you're willing to build a future together, this is important because commitment is the foundation of a lasting relationship. And if you're not ready to commit, you're setting yourself up for failure. Yeah, and all these points matter because entering a relationship when you're not mentally ready is unfair to both you and her. Yeah, and it leads to disappointment, resentment, and ultimately heartbreak or toxicity and fights and emotional and physical shit that you don't want to happen. Yeah, and I've been through that. That's not my wish for you, and that's not my wish for the lady that you have entering your life. Yeah, so do the work on yourself first, and you'll be much more likely to find a relationship that's truly fulfilling. Yeah, so don't rush into a relationship just because you're lonely or feel pressured. Don't expect a relationship to solve your problems or to make you happy, and don't settle for someone or something that doesn't align with your values or your goals. And if you want to know how to put this into action, if you want to learn how to become mentally ready for a relationship, if you want to learn how to attract the kind of partner that you actually want in your life, and you need some help with that, send me a private message with the word community. I will then send you the link to our free exclusive group. Yeah, it's free. Here we teach. We have weekly trainings. We have weekly community Q&A calls. We have weekly workshops. You can network with brothers from other countries. Yeah, and here we can help each other, challenge each other. You can ask your questions inside there. If you have a good question, I'll record a video, something like this. Yeah, and here you will also learn exactly how to master your emotions, build unshakable confidence, and to create a life that's worth sharing with a valuable quality lady. Yeah, so send me that inbox message, community, and brother, I will see you there.